Hello YouTube, just a follow-up here showing the bodies from up. Those are all Traxxas slash 4x4 except for this one, which is the E-Revo. And I'm using this tabletop Clear Epoxy to reinforce these bodies. So some of them were had huge cracks. They were like, gone. This one didn't have any crack, and I see I have some epoxy running here. I don't mind. I think it's just gonna look nice. And the E-Revo wasn't that bad as well. So I went out and I did a shogu and mesh tape process to these two bodies, and I done shogu and tape just on the pin areas for this one. Later, I came with the idea of using the tabletop epoxy, clear epoxy, to reinforce with just a thin layer of that epoxy on top of the shogu and the mesh tape. So I went and I put mesh tape everywhere in this body where I only had shogu on these specific areas here, and it came out pretty nice. These two bodies had shogu and mesh tape everywhere. So the entire body had a layer of shogu and mesh tape, and then I also apply this thin layer of clear epoxy on top of everything. So I don't know how this is going to turn out. Again, I believe it's going to work. See, the tape is really not glued really nice. I don't care about the details underneath the body. It just needs to be strong and not crack. There are areas that are a little heavier than others, but who cares, right? It cannot be too thick, because then if you crash, instead of just being flexible, it's going to break. So having a little bit thicker areas on the roof here is not going to be a problem. I really actually want to have some more in these areas right here because it makes the body much stronger. So I believe this is going to work. And I noticed that if you have just a thin layer of this epoxy, it's really not that rigid. I mean, it bends and flex. So once it's dry, I don't think this is going to be a problem. So I'm just gonna let it dry. Once it's finished, I will come with an update on how good it is. We're gonna run these vehicles and see if after a couple of crashes, if anything goes wrong. But see, you had crackers everywhere here. So thank you for watching, guys. I really haven't seen this anywhere. Using clear epoxy to reinforce RC bodies, but I have good feeling. I think this is gonna be a great alternative. It's messy. It gets your hand dirty like so. I probably should not be wearing my watch at this time. I got epoxy on my arm. Yeah, use gloves, right? Thank you for watching. So part 2 coming later. So what you don't want to have is this area here where it's just gonna drip down. It's gonna be really heavy. So come later with a brush and take that off like so. Get a brush, see, very thick, and spread somewhere else and let it dry. Right here as well, very thick. Just gonna put on top here. Do that, and I believe this is gonna turn out to be very good. I haven't seen this in the internet before, so trying out this epoxy, tabletop epoxy, I think it's gonna be great. Let's see.